Okay, you guys, thanks for jumping on today. We're going to try to bring these team Zooms back online twice a month, and we have our mastermind call, Sarah, on the third Wednesday at this same time at 12 o'clock. So we're going to try to do the second and the fourth is what our plan is here. And today, you guys, I wanted to talk about DMO. Before that, though, want to make sure that anybody that's going to conference with us, you guys are running out of time. You want to get your tickets. There's still pretty decent airline tickets available. I just looked for a couple of other people. Conference tickets are still $100. They go up, I think, at the end of the month, but we will get a notice when those go up. And if you need rooming accommodations, let us know. We can help you with that. So don't say no if you think it's because of you're running out of time. You're not. There's still lots of time to book, and you do not want to miss it. I've heard really awesome things about this. We're not calling it conference now. We're actually calling it Juice Plus Live. I still call it conference. I guess that's an old term. You're supposed to call it Juice Plus Live. So we're going to be calling it Juice Plus Live. But anyway, if you have questions, get with your upline or contact me, and I can help you get things sorted out. So today we're going to talk about DMO, and one of the things that I absolutely love about the Juice Plus virtual franchise is that we get to work from home. One of the things that's most challenging about what we do is that we work from home. There's a couple of course reasons for that. One of those is, well, because people ask us to do things, whether it be family members, friends, whatever, and we can kind of put off our business because it's we can do that later, we can do it tomorrow, whatever. We have lots of flexibility. Because that flexibility, we can put things off and not get things done like we want to get done. But the other spectrum, the other end of that is there's no bookends on our time, right? And so when are we done with our day? When can we say enough is enough? When do we feel good about what we've gotten done for the day? And I don't know about you, but that's a challenge for me at times. Ask my husband. And we have something called the DMO where we've got the 2x2x2x2. Does everybody know about that, right? We know about, you're supposed to contact 2 prospects, whether it be a day or a week. You can set up your time frame, but so set up the 2x2x2. If it's done daily, you're supposed to contact 2 prospects a day, follow up with 2 of those prospects, follow up with 2 customers, talk to 2 team members, so you can kind of keep all the balls in the air. That's kind of a way to spread all that out. And I'm going to flip the screen over in a minute to, let me just share the screen here. I assume that you all have seen something like this. So let's go over to here. And let's go to here. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
That I've shared? Okay. So you guys all probably have seen something like this, right? And there's one on the mission-driven model. So it just helps you track who you are contacting. And kind of set it up for the week or the month or however you want to do that. But this really is a great option for tracking prospects and customers, if you will, right? But what about business activity? What about building business activities like team calls and actually setting up who you're going to talk to and all of that? How does that all work? And if you're like me, I'll have an hour or 2 or 3, whatever, some kind of a window of time to sit down and do my Juice Plus business. And sometimes I'll sit down and get so overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. Does that happen to anyone? I don't know what to do. I can relate to that, yes. And so I'm going to stop the share here. So I have listened to a couple of trainings recently, and they've been excellent on DMO. And they came out of Renee O'Neill's training and Stacy Whitmer's training. So I want to give credit where credit's due. But basically what they're doing is having you set up a day-to-day business building activity DMO. And I actually, let me show you what I've done. I put it on a whiteboard in my office. And it's backwards, but can you see what I've done here? Whoops, let's see. Whoa. Okay, there we go. So I've set up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and end of month, EMO. And I've put the list of activities that I'm going to do each day so that when I sit down at my computer, I can glance up there and say, okay, what am I going to do today? In addition to, and you guys, this is still in addition to, you know, your regular prospect and customer, the DMO thing that we talked about you know, a few minutes ago. This is in addition to that. So let's talk about each of those days and what they might look like, and then I'm going to show you where you can get some tools to help you do this. So we have something called Momentum Monday. So on Mondays, you're going to reach out to 10 new people. And when I define 10 new, it's what you've done is you've got a memory jogger, right? Everybody's got a memory jogger. That's where you keep all of your prospects, right? And I keep not only my new prospects, but if they're currently customers and I want them to become distributors, I also keep them on a memory jogger list as well. So you pull off 10 people that you want are your hot list. They're actually calling it a hot hands list, and I'll show you where to get these forms in a minute. So they've got a hot hands list. I also have that on a whiteboard. Actually, it's a silver board next to my whiteboard. So I've written all the names on there. I've asterisked them in one color if I'm working on them as a customer. I've asterisked them on another color if I'm wanting them to join my team, if I want to invite them to join my team. So on Mondays, you're going to reach out to 10 people. Are you going to connect with all 10 people? Probably not, right? But we're going to start with 10 people each Monday morning. And so some planning Sunday or, you know, early Monday morning, whatever works best for you, but trying to get some planning done prior to Monday is a good thing as well. And then you're going to do it maybe a text blitz if you connect with them via text or Facebook Messenger. Maybe you're going to, you know, call a few of these people, but you're going to try to schedule next steps. Is it a coffee? Is it inviting them to an event? Is it, you know, just asking them how their families, if you're establishing a relationship with them, whatever you're doing with those 10 people, that's what you're going to do on Mondays. In addition to everything else you have going on, right? So you're going to set up your schedule then for the week for the coffees and whatever else that you're going to do. Maybe you're going to schedule a three-way call. Maybe they have a health challenge that you want to connect with Linda and set up a three-way connection call. Maybe, you know, whatever it is. Tuesdays we're calling Team Day Tuesday. That's the day that you're going to host your team meetings. Currently we do ours on Wednesday, but you would set up to host team meetings perhaps. That's where you're going to plan for your team meetings. What are you going to do for the month? What are you going to do for the 6 months? You're going to, you know, go search out trainings and topics and whatever for setting up these team training calls. You're going to listen to trainings. Now, I typically like to listen to trainings most every day, whether that be when I'm out on my run, whether it be when I'm, you know, driving in the car, maybe you're in carpool, maybe you're doing laundry, whatever. You should be listening to trainings most every day, but if that's not in your schedule right now, you should schedule some time on Tuesdays to listen to trainings. T for trainings, right? Okay, so where do I find those trainings? I list a ton of trainings on our Team Mission Possible Facebook page. Go back and look through posts and see what trainings you missed and go back and listen to the old ones. There's lots of really great ones. Great place to start. The mission-driven model, you're going to find all kinds of trainings there, so lots of places to find trainings. Wednesdays is Wrap Up Wednesday. So that day you're going to spend tying up loose ends, what you haven't gotten done so far for the week that needs to be done. You're going to use that day to invite to events. They also have a form, again, I'm going to show you what these are in a minute, for events. And so every time you have a new event that you're inviting for, if you're a paper girl or electronic girl, depending on you can set this up electronically, put this in your binder and you're going to put the name and date of the event and who you want to invite and the results. And so every time you have a new event, again, that you're going to event for, you're going to set up one of these forms perhaps. And remember, any and all of this, do what works for you. You know, if you're a paper girl, if you're an electronic girl, you decide how you want to do all this, but do the activities that work best, obviously, for you. So again, Wrap Up Wednesday is tying up loose ends, inviting to events, and event planning. So are you going to create some events? We're trying to host lots of events here in Colorado Springs. So spend that day, spend that day trying to do some event planning for, setting up events. Thursdays are Thank You Thursday. So on that day, you're going to each week check in with 5 customers. And you might, that might mean different things. You might send them a thank you gift. You might tag them on a post in One Simple Change, check in to see if they're paying attention to One Simple Change, or do they know about One Simple Change. You might send them a fun link, some information that you're learning, but pick 5 people. And again, as you think of these people, they've got a form for Thank You Thursday. You can start writing those names down so you know when you sit down to do your business, you know who you're going to check in with on Thursdays. So that's Thank You Thursday. In addition, that's a great day to print off that list of, they give us on our office on the front page there, they give us a list of who's shipping in the next 10 days. Everybody know where to find that? If you do not, get with us and we'll let you know, but go ahead and click on that and see who's shipping in the next 10 days and go ahead and make those calls on Thursdays. Follow up with them. Run that report or look at that report and print it off, put it in your binder if you need to, but follow up and make sure everybody's ready for their order. Do that on Thursdays. And then on Friday, it's called Fun Day Friday. And if you are working with the Juice Plus company full-time, like several of us are, you just need to get out and have fun and do things. So use Friday. Fridays were pretty quiet. I like to get out and just meet new people, not necessarily make it about Juice Plus, go out and do new things to expand your horizon a little bit and get away from it a little bit, because it can be all-encompassing some days. So just get out, have fun, get out of the office. And I like what Lori Kendall said. She says, if you want things to change, follow your DMO. So set up your DMO and really try to challenge yourself to get through these activities each day, and then use that as your bookends and say your day is done. Now, it doesn't mean if somebody reaches out to you or whatever, you might answer that text or email or whatever, but it's a guideline, a way to do life. And let me show you. I'm going to go share the screen again, and I want to show you where many of these resources are that I talked about today. So if you go to, let me find the link here. If you go to, why is this in my way? Hold on. Okay, here we go. It is JP Team on a Mission, all one word, JP Team on a Mission .dropmark.com. So one more time, JP Team on a Mission .dropmark.com. Okay? And here are all these forms, you guys. So here's Hot Hands list. You just print it off right from here. And she's got all kinds of other ideas. I gave you just a summary of what I've been working on the last 3 or 4 weeks that's working for me. She's also got a dream team. If you are, as you're going through all of these activities, sometimes it gets a little confusing. Things get muddled in your head about who you're working on with what or whatever. As you're going through these prospects and doing your 2x2x2, and as you're doing the follow-ups and you think, oh, she'd be really good for my team, or he'd be really good for my team, here's a form to set that up as well. Your dream team. Again, here's your event page. Thank You Thursday, and some ideas about what you might want to send your customers, and some other ideas here. And this site is from Stacy Whitmer. She's got lots of great information on here. Thank You Thursdays, you're going to keep track of those folks that you want to follow up, and then she's got some ideas for Fridays as well. Comments from any of you guys that are on the call today. Do you have anything that you're doing that works well for you as far as your DMO? Any comments you want to add to anything that I've said?
I would, Leanna.
Sure, go ahead.
So I actually really like this. This is the first time I'm seeing it, everyone. I like the idea of breaking it down in a different task each day. But what I do is actually not a daily method of operation. It's a weekly layout for me. And I'm a paper girl a lot of the time because I jot things down as I think of them. But I have a notebook where I keep a running list of the things I want to accomplish that week, so that as I can get to them in around being a busy mom, which you can hear my toddler in the back right now. I apologize for that, everyone. I cross it off my list and keep working down that list to get them. So it's the same kind of idea. I think the real big key thing for you to do is pick some kind of method that works for you and your lifestyle, your personality, because Leanne and I are both very much planners. But I think you need to have something with some structure, because the key to success of this business is having some consistency that you keep working through. But because, you know, life happens, especially if you're working a full-time job too. I know there's a lot of you guys that work, you know, outside of the home. Being able to just, when you have time, crank out more than, you know, say like you're doing your follow-up calls and it's Wednesday or Thursday or whatever day it is, but you get through all of those and you still have some time, then move on to the next thing. That's what I do, because not every day of the week is the same for me. So I really recommend pick some kind of structure for you that works, and be diligent with getting to it, you know, making time for it. And that's when you'll really see your business start to take off. I know that's when my business really shifted for me. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Leanna, for all this great stuff. I'm actually going to really dig into some of these forms. I think they'll be super helpful.
And I forgot to actually, thank you for that, Sarah. I forgot to actually mention that we went through Monday through Friday, and then I have a little block on mine called EOM, end of month. And I did forget to mention those activities. So, and you know, it's going to change when you do that each month. But for instance, in March, I would probably start doing these activities on the 26th of March. So that includes running your genealogy report, which if you've never done the genealogy report before, it's under former reports, but get with one of us and we can help you with that. But you're going to want to run your genealogy report and make sure you're looking at the status. Did you guys know that the D status means that, what does D stand for? Does anybody know? It means
the credit card's declined.
So thank you. So credit cards declined. So it might just be that they got a new card. It might be that it's over the limit or whatever. But you want to follow up with a customer, say, hey, you know, Juice Plus company is having trouble with your credit card. Did you guys get a new credit card? Or, you know, assume that kind of route first of all. So look at the statuses. Maybe somebody canceled, but maybe they didn't cancel. Maybe they went to ship the new order and they had gotten a new credit card and they couldn't ship the new order. So, you know, if you didn't know that they were canceled, they might have called the company directly. Did you know that if you just call the company and say, hey, I have a customer here that's canceled, I didn't know about it, can you tell me more about that? They'll tell you that whoever it was that called in, because they keep notes on that, they'll tell you that they called in and they canceled and here's why or whatever. So really handy to find out what's going on with your customers. So run that genealogy report once a month. Sorry, you guys. In addition, you know, set up your list of 10 people for the next month, for the next week. If you've gone through the first all those 10 people, you might roll the, for Pete's sakes, you might you guys hear that? Yes, sorry. Okay, it's done. You might figure out on that list of 10 people that you had for this week who you connected with, who you didn't, and roll over the next list for the next week. So you're going to set up that, you know, at the end of each week probably, or each month, depending if it's a monthly or weekly. You figure out how you're going to do that. Set up your customer care page. So I'll use that last week to set up the new month and think about what we're going to post in the new theme and that type of thing. So that's when I do my customer care page for our Facebook page, Mission One Simple Change. We're using that time to set up the Shred 10 group, and you can be using that as well to, you know, making sure you're contacting everybody and who's ready to shred with you, that type of thing. So all that end of the month stuff should happen about that last week as well. Other comments on DMO before I move on to the very last topic for today?
End of the month, I apologize, I got distracted. I just want to verify, did you talk about looking at who in your team is close to qualifying?
I did not. It's a great.
So, yeah, at the end of the month, guys, you want to run that downline growth and PV report.
Mhm.
Want to do that maybe a week and a half out, 10 days out from the end of the month, and start seeing who's getting close to their numbers for that 1,000 points to qualify for, we're talking about your VFs and higher for qualifying their business. Because if they're really close, that may be something to push for to make sure they're getting that 5%. And you don't want them to miss it by just a little bit either, because that's just disappointing for everyone. So yeah, I would add that to your end of month check-ins for your team.
I just did. I do it, but I didn't have it on a list, and I want to get these things on a list, right? Because I don't ever want to forget that. Typically at this stage I wouldn't, but some of my new team members might. So yes, that's so important. Looking at promotions, any promotions, but typically we go month to month with your qualified businesses. So yep, running that downline growth and PVC report. Which leads me into the last thing that I learned on a training, and this is, more important as you move forward in your business, but I think it's probably a good habit to get in. And it actually, I guess, originally came from your business partner, Sarah Sims. What's her first name?
Carrie Sims.
Carrie Sims. Yeah, I guess this idea originally came from Carrie Sims that, as you move forward in your business, you might consider going ahead and running that downline growth and PVC report that Sarah talked about. Running that on the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, the 25th, and the 30th. And that way, if you're running that consistently every single month, you can compare then as your team is going for these promotions, you can see how you're on track each window of time to know where you're at, because it's, as Sarah and I found when she was going for senior sales coordinator, and as I've gone for other promotions, it's not easy. They don't have really great reports to track all of that. So if you consistently track or consistently run that PVC report, you have something to, some kind of benchmark to compare from prior months to see how your team is doing. So I thought that was an excellent idea for as you move forward in the marketing plan. So Sarah, you might want to think about that certainly at your level. Yeah. Okay. That is really all I have for today on DMO. Keep it simple. Use the forms that work for you. Use whatever works in your lifestyle. Jen, did you want to add anything before we?
No, I like the Monday through Friday thing a lot better. I was kind of doing the 2x2x2, but more of a 3x3x3 kind of thing. And some days I would contact 3 to 5, 6 new people, and then Tuesday I wouldn't contact any new people. So I like that. I like the Monday through Friday thing.
And I think you still want to have some kind of I want to make that clear. I think you still want to have some kind of a daily method of operation for your contacting people. That's still something you can kind of consistently, can still do at least parts of it. We're reaching out to those 10 people at the beginning of the week, but some combination I think is still probably necessary. I don't know. Work with do what's best for you. Try a combination of both of these and see how it works. And maybe we'll all check back in. And there's the new baby. Oh, cutie. Thank you, Sarah, for getting on today. You are a rock star. You're my hero.
I would say that one of the things I do for contacting people and continuing to build relationships is I add into my weekly. I don't do it every day, but I make sure that one day a week I take time to go on Facebook and just look at my friends and take time to comment on their posts and what they're doing. It doesn't have to do anything with Juice Plus, but keep that relationship strong. And then by doing that too, they continue to see you. You commenting on their post brings your posts to theirs. So I think it's another important thing to add into your weekly somehow, your social media.
And that can be your Thank You Thursday, and maybe you add as a checkpoint on your Thank You Thursday is checking with all your friends on Facebook and do that. That's a great idea. I might even add that to be social media on Thank You Thursday. It's a great idea. Because like Sarah said, if you don't comment on their posts, number one, they get tired of commenting on yours because you're not reciprocating, but number two, then Facebook's algorithm doesn't allow you to see them anymore in your feed. So maybe we add on Thank You Thursday is social media connection or something with your friends, or seek out those 5 or 10 friends that are important to you on Facebook that you're trying to connect with, regarding your business, and make an effort to do that on Thank You Thursday. So I'm going to add that to mine as well. So my list has already grown for each of those days. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here. We're going to stop sharing. Stop the recording.